Silver and gold could be in for an epic 1970s style run. I mean, skyrocketing prices, guys. There is so much going on right now. Of course, we have the situation in the Middle East, but there's even more before that happened that are factors that are contributing to what is just an unbelievable period of time for the precious metals. We're going to work through a number of things happening, major breaking stories. So let's get started by going out. It's Sunday night. Let's take a look at what's happening in the gold and silver markets right now. Let's head out and look at the spot market first. And as we can see, we've got silver up about $1.68 per ounce. Looks like gold is doing a little bit better. Hold on here. I lost my screen. Gold up $86 per ounce. Silver at $95.59. Let's run out and look at the futures market, where we've got silver at $95.87. But the big story that's unfolding and the big factor that will add to what was already a great environment for silver and gold is the situation in the Middle East. We don't like war, we don't like violence, but look, we don't make the decisions, and it's what's happening. And what we're going to talk about today, step by step, could easily contribute to what we saw happen in the 1970s with the gold and silver price, where we saw returns that were pretty much astronomical, I think is the best way we can sum it up. Let's go out to Zero Hedge just to get the latest news on what's happening in the Middle East. And they are telling us this right now: Operation Epic Fury. Sorry, guys, the computer is acting up here. Okay, Operation Epic Fury. Trump now says that it can last 4 weeks as chaos is breaking loose in the Middle East. We've got Britain talking about joining the war. He says it could last 4 weeks. Reports of hypersonic missile strikes on Jerusalem by Iran. Those are the missiles that really, as I understand it, can't be stopped by anything. They move at like unbelievable speeds. The point here is that as of right now, based on the information that we are getting, the war situation in the Middle East, again, we aren't a political channel. We aren't making judgments. We are just dealing with reality, and the reality on the ground looks that it's not getting any better. But King Kong 9888, one of the smartest guys out there, tells us something about war that gives proof. Look, gold and silver have been valuable for thousands of years. War has been going on for thousands of years. That's just the fact. And it's always been an environment where gold and silver tend to do very, very well. Let's look at what King Kong 988 has to say and talk about the reasons why this is so critically important. He says, if this war drags on, it will cost the U.S. trillions of dollars. And I don't know about you, but that news that we just read that Trump's now saying this could last 4 weeks. Some people were saying, oh, it could be done in days, blah, blah, blah. This could drag on, right? Think of what's gone on with Russia and Ukraine, etc. But this was something I hadn't thought about when it comes to the war. Two things. Okay. Well, number one, let me back up. It could cost us trillions of dollars like Iraq and Afghanistan. In the long run, gold and silver prices go up. And that's what we're focused on, is the long run. But think about it. With what's happening right now in the world with this war, number one, yes, it's costing the United States trillions of dollars. Do we have trillions of dollars set aside for this? No. Right? We're already running a massive deficit in this country. If this winds up getting drug out, even if it doesn't get drug out, it's going to cost an astronomical amount of money. And the only place that money is going to come from is this right here. Okay? This guy. In the Federal Reserve, the printing press. That's Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, for the next few months anyway. And when we print money, right, that just devalues the U.S. dollar and makes gold and silver do well. But wait, there's more, because the other reason why war is so supportive for the precious metals prices is the uncertainty. You've got money printing. You've got the uncertainty, both of which are two of the major drivers for gold and silver. So when we look at what's going on, no, we don't have to like it, but it's an environment where you probably are going to feel pretty good about the fact that you own silver and gold and possibly precious metal mining stocks. But I hope what you feel even better about is being down here in the basement with me. Seriously, this is not possible without you coming down here. It's a dark, cold basement without you. Thank you for your time. Thanks for being part, and thanks for being a basement dweller. Please subscribe to the channel. That's free. Leave a comment in the comment section. We want to learn from you, right? That you can contribute to this community. Super chats are never expected, always appreciated. And oh yeah, upstairs, Susie says, give this a thumbs up. Okay, let's move on and talk about what's happening. The Kuwait stock, everything's breaking loose. The Kuwait stock market is just one example, okay, of what's happening right now. And they're talking about like major volatility in the Middle Eastern stock markets. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow in our stock market. But the Kuwait Stock Exchange halts trading until further notice amid U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran. Guys, this is huge what is going on right now. Now, the other massive thing, talk about the 1970s. Remember when there was the energy shock? That's when gold and silver exploded in price like they never had in history. And it looks like we could be moving into a very similar environment. We talked, and we're going to talk about the big reason why next, but we talked about this a year ago, 2 years ago. Stagflation, inflation. This is what is happening right now. And what is going on in the Straits of Hormuz, right, could be one of the biggest catalysts for the gold and silver price as we move into these coming months, quarters, and years. Why do you know what the Straits of Hormuz is? Here, I've got a couple quick slides to show you. Number one, this is the Straits of Hormuz, okay? Here is Iran. It is the major artery of the world's economy, of the world's energy source. Here's Iran, okay? Look at all these countries: Iraq, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates. There's the Persian Gulf right here. All the world's oil flows through here, through this little choke point called the Strait of Hormuz. And Iran, pretty much from what we're reading, has shut it down. Okay, this is a major deal. 20% of the world's oil and energy goes through there. Here, I've got some information for you on this and why this is so huge. It's the world's most critical energy. World's most critical energy checkpoint, acting as the primary artery of global trade. This could send the world economy into a spiral. Its importance stems from the following: energy volume, 20 to 30% of global seaborne oil, roughly 20 million barrels per day, transit this narrow waterway. It also handles about 20% of the world's liquid natural gas. Economic impact, disruptions cause massive economic. This is the interesting part. Asian dependence. The region is vital for Asia. Over 80% of the oil passing through the Straits of Hormuz is destined for markets like China, India, Japan, and South Korea. And there are no alternatives, okay? And they are shutting it down, and we get this news report from the Wall Street Journal. They are blowing up ships, okay? An oil tanker is struck in the Strait of Hormuz in first shipping attack of the conflict. It was an oil tanker sanctioned by the U.S., was attacked as it crossed the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, it is this right here, guys. This is major. Let me pull this up. This comes from the Kobesi letter. Breaking: Iran has attacked an oil tanker named the Skylight near the Straits of Hormuz. Maersk, which is like one of the world's biggest shipping companies, is now suspending all shipments through this is the world's energy. The world's economy runs on energy, and all the energy, one of the major arteries for the world's energy, runs through the Straits of Hormuz. Let's just watch this, 10 seconds long. Here's the ship that got struck. Okay, one more critical point to remember. Oh, hold on here. When it comes to there we are. Now we're back. What happens there? Think about China. China was getting a ton of their oil from where? Venezuela. That's been shut off. China was also getting a ton of their oil from where? Right? The Persian Gulf. For now, it appears, there's differing reports I've read reports that say the Straits of Hormuz has been completely shut down. We'll see how this develops. But the bottom line, guys, is this creates an energy shock like we had in the 1970s, people lining up to buy gas, whatever. All right. People are saying the price of oil is going to skyrocket. Maybe we'll try to check on that in a minute, but it's going to create an environment just like we had in the 70s for gold and silver. And remember, silver in the 1970s went from below $1.50 an ounce all the way to $50 per ounce. I think it was like a 27%, or I'm sorry, not 27, 27 times. It went up 27 times in value. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. Now we're getting all kinds of unbelievable reports from around the world about the gold price, about what's going on in China, the silver price. We're going to cover all that. First, I want to say thank you to channel sponsor First Mint for making this live stream possible. You guys love First Mint. That's all I can say, right? The comments, the emails that we're getting, they are a silver specialist mint in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's all they do is mint silver products. And the coolest thing about it is that they get their silver from First Majestic Silver, who owns the company. So the silver goes from the mine to the mint in Las Vegas and then directly to you. You can learn more about them at firstmint.com. They've got a wide array of products. Their shipping's great, customer service. And again, right, the feedback from you, our community, has been absolutely outstanding. And don't forget, there's a discount code that you can use, VIPRB. That'll get you a little discount. And thank you to First Mint for sponsoring Ron's Basement. Let's go to China. $6,000 gold. Look, we're getting unbelievable reports from all around the world. Let's check and see what we heard from the one and only Ori. Oh, and then it gets super interesting. Guys, we are in a new world, a new paradigm for silver and gold. And we got a bunch of reasons we're going to look at right now. Breaking. Chinese Zhejiang Bank just issued a notice that there's a big deviation in the price, leading to the depletion of accumulated gold liquidity. The trading will be closed. A huge amount of RMB savings are waiting to the market to open on Monday. And he says the dark market in China touched $6,000. This is from the Oriental Ghost, who is a respected and reliable source of information about the Chinese precious metals markets. And he's telling us that the Chinese dark market touched $6,000. Let's get a little more info about this Chinese bank, and because this comes from Vince Lancy, right? Super respected guy here in the United States. He's like one of the top analysts and comments when it comes to the precious metals. He says this is in reference to China suspending trading. Okay. He says, if this is true, preemptively shutting your market for protective reasons is not a good look at all as marketplaces go. That's the difference between markets that can function somewhat freely and markets in a command economy. And it's significant that a nation would use this tool in a knee-jerk reaction. If the COMEX or the NYMEX shut, it would be bedlam. Consider what happened in 9/11 to oil trading, to the oil trading floors comparison. And what happened then was, some serious chaos. And here's a whole letter from a Chinese bank saying that basically, guys, our bank read the last paragraph. Our bank apologizes for the inconvenience that this may have caused you. Thank you very much for your understanding, support, and cooperation, blah, blah, blah. They basically, in this letter, said that because of market conditions, we may need to shut down gold trading altogether. And I imagine silver trading as well. Things are happening all over the world. And then we've got rumors. I'll emphasize speculation and rumors about this from China. This came from David Lee, another guy who's got the inside scoop on China. He says that rumors at the Shenzhen Shubai, that's their major gold market, that some shops are, hold on here. Hold on. Now we're back. Sorry, we kind of froze up there for a second. Rumors from the Shenzhen Shubai gold market that some shops are unable to buy gold bars to make jewelry. There seems to be a shortage for gold bars in recent days. It is still rumors now, but just a heads up that we may be entering very turbulent times. Now, we know when it, hold on here, guys. Now we're back. Okay. Sorry, even the internet is acting crazy right now. We know that things are breaking loose everywhere when it comes to gold, silver as well. Okay. The fundamental, think about this, take a step back. What we just talked about, what's going on in China, what's going on in the Middle East. Don't forget, there's a lot of things happening in Europe as well with Ukraine and Russia. What about Mexico and all the cartel unrest that's been going on? Those things are layered on top of what was already an incredible fundamental story happening right now for silver and gold. In the United States, we're a little bit asleep, right? The herd has not woken up yet. But around the world, we're getting reports of people still going absolutely crazy for silver and gold. Let's go to Singapore, one of the richest countries in the world, and see some astonishing data. The most recent update that we got from BullionStar, one of the biggest and most respected bullion dealers in Singapore. This is what they're telling us about what they're seeing on the ground, real data. This is their most recent update from BullionStar. This was from the 27th, so Friday, but still, right? Who knows what's happening now? This morning at BullionStar, silver corrected over the past month, gold holding steady. People still lining up for physical metal. Corrections don't scare physical buyers away. They bring them in. And that is so important because this rally that we've had in the precious metals market, gold and silver, has not been a paper futures driven, make-believe driven rally. It's been driven by one thing, and that's physical demand. And let's watch this. It's only 3 seconds, but it's these people aren't lined up to get tickets for a Taylor Swift concert. No, they are at, as you can see right here, BullionStar, and check this out. I like the background music. So people are still lining up all over the world to get their hands on silver and gold. And on top of that, like we said, the reason why we focus on this being a physical rally is because we know there's stress. Let's do a little update on the COMEX. Right? Remember, the COMEX is the electronic exchange here in the United States, the futures, the make-believe, Fantasy Island silver. And what's going on at the COMEX, I didn't really think about this till I saw a great piece of information put out by Peter Spina, who brings this up. The COMEX silver drain train. January, the month of January, 51 million ounces were drained from the COMEX. February, just a few million ounces lower at 48 million. That is that's 99. We'll round up. That's 100 million ounces. He says these amounts don't include the 25 million ounces issued and stopped in the February delivery month. The rapacious silver demand will continue until available supplies are depleted. And we're also at the start of the 6th year of a structural deficit in silver, according to the ongoing reports from the Silver Institute. And that came from respected analyst, Mr. Ed Steer. And just when we thought we couldn't get enough good news about silver, let's remember our friends at Bank of America are standing by their target of $135, and they're giving us reasons for their new target. Supply deficit is real. Silver mining globally is about 815 million ounces and not increasing. That's so critical, right? There is not more silver that's going to be produced. What's the guy's name? Phillips Baker, the ex-CEO of Hecla Mining, recently said he didn't think that the mining sector could start producing more silver until the year 2030. Okay, the mining industry is struggling to maintain current levels of production. Most mines are in decline. Fewer new mines in the pipeline to replace old mines. And industrial demand keeps growing. Solar panels, 5G. Well, we never talk about that. Computer chips, AI infrastructure, EV batteries. I mean, think about that alone. Solar panels, 5G, computer chips, AI infrastructure, and EV batteries. And there's the article from, looks like investing.com, from Hillary Remy. Man, the fundamental. Maybe we need to do a quick review. when the demand for any commodity is higher than the supply, there's only one thing that fixes that, and that is price. And the demand, well, all right, let's go. We got more to talk. We got Michael Oliver sums it up here in a little bit, but the demand for silver, and then when you consider the monetary basis of silver, it's really truly an unbelievable situation. I do want to say thank you to First Mining Gold for sponsoring Ron's Basement. They're a development stage gold company based in Canada. They have two huge projects, Spring Pole in Ontario and Du Parquet located in Quebec. Both of these projects have millions of ounces of gold in the ground. They're working them through the development stage. The cool thing about First Mining Gold is there are not a lot of big multi-million ounce development stage projects in good jurisdictions. Think about what we talked about earlier with all the war and uncertainty in the world. Jurisdiction, where a project is located, is becoming more and more important. And First Mining Gold has two great projects in the great jurisdiction for mining of Canada. Canada is becoming more and more and more mining friendly. You can learn about them at firstmininggold.com. Sprott Money. Have you heard of Eric Sprott? He's like the king of silver. Seriously, if there was one guy that we were going to say he's a billionaire, he started Sprott Asset Management, like one of the biggest, most respected precious metals focused companies in the world. And Eric Sprott made billions of dollars, or millions, but he's a billionaire, so billion at least, of money in the precious metal sector. He knows what he's talking about. He loves silver, and he's got some interesting things to say. And then we're going to sum up kind of the 1, 2, 3 punch from what Eric says. But let's go watch a short video with Eric Sprott talking about what's happening right now. This comes from Sprott Money. I'm sorry, I screwed up. Oh boy, I really screwed up. The Eric Sprott video, well, I'll show you that one tomorrow. This is from Sprott Money, and it's the weekly wrap up, and he's got Michael Oliver on, who's talking about $300 to $500, and we got 3 points here that are incredibly bullish for the silver price as well. Okay, he still has momentum targets of $300 to $500. Okay, but let's just let him talk, and then we're going to give a brief synopsis.
This thing unleashes to a new
Hold reality. On, I was sharing the wrong screen. There we go. There's Michael Oliver on the top, Craig Hemke on the bottom. This is from the Sprott weekly wrap-up.
We project and have projected for months now that when this thing unleashes to a new reality we call silver, it's probably going to be, $300 to $500. And only then would, I think Eric Sprott pointed this out in an interview he did some months ago, that if you factored in just the decay in the money unit, and there was the increase in the quantity of the money unit, M2, and factored that back to 1980 or 2011, silver would well be in the hundreds just to get even to those equivalent price levels. Reflect the decay in the real buying power of the dollar. And the fact that there might be entities that try to restrain this process, and obviously it hasn't been working. We're not still in the 50s again, okay? They only accelerate it, and they create these boom effects. So it wouldn't shock me somewhere down the road here in the next couple months even to see something like, a couple $10 days in silver or $20 days on the upside. Bam, bam, bam. Where it's just gas. Okay, while it seeks its new reality.
Okay, there's Michael Oliver. Okay, this is we are in for some good times with silver. Think about what he said. Silver, all right, gold, we're going to set it to the side for a second. We love you, gold, but silver has been money longer than gold. I would argue that silver has been the world's reserve currency, always has been the world's reserve currency. Why is that important? Because like he said, just from a monetary base, and there's 3 things. I'm going to try to remember them all. I will remember them all. Number one, just from a monetary base, just from a monetary depreciation and value perspective, just because of all the money printing, however you want to look at it, right? Just because of inflation, the price of silver should be that alone, set everything else aside, all the other positive factors, that alone would contribute to a silver price probably in the $100 to $200 range. When you factor in for the actual all the paper make-believe money that's occurred. But wait, that there's more, because like Michael Oliver said, then when you factor in the fact that the silver price has been suppressed for decades and decades, it's built up all this energy from being suppressed. That energy, look, you can't fight Mother Nature forever. Okay, that energy will be released with, like he said, these bam, bam, big, like price increases that we get in silver. So you've got the base layer, just the monetary depreciation, the fact that paper money goes down and down, printed, the money printing again. Then the fact that silver's been held down like a beach ball. Imagine you've done it. I know you've done it. You like to play with water toys, right? Take a beach ball and try to hold it underwater. Yeah, you can do it, but you can't hold it underwater forever. Eventually it breaks free. Eventually Mother Nature wins. So you've got that second factor on top of that, guys, which he didn't mention, but we're going to mention because we talked about it earlier. We have exploding demand. All the monetary components of silver, all the manipulation components of silver alone, but then you factor in, like we just talked about, EV batteries, right? Solid state EV batteries, solar panels, AI chips, the medical uses, the exploding demand for silver. Think about, I heard that this is so critical to remember. Think about like silver did great for thousands and thousands of years, even the gold to silver ratio, but all that existed before there was really any like industrial use for silver. Now, what is it? 60%? I'm rolling all over the place. I'm so excited. 60% of silver is used in industrial applications. Oh, in the cherry on top, my fellow basement dwellers, is that number continues to go up. So the fact that they let's review. Let's have a little silver review. The fact that just from if we're going to value silver in dollars, that this stuff is printed, that this has gone down in value, whatever, 80% since 1970. That alone, since 1980, when we had $50 silver. When you adjust silver for M2 money supply growth, that people say it should be like at 170. That alone. Okay. And then on top of that, you factor in the stored energy from this long-term price suppression from those wonderful people at the COMEX who have been proven to manipulate the price of silver over the years. That's the second factor. And then the turbo button for silver is the industrial use, which is really a recent phenomenon. And it's eating up 50, 60, 67%, whatever it is. It's looking pretty darn optimistic. Don't forget, if you got something really important you want to store and not let anybody know where it is. Dirty man safe. You bury. Okay, you bury. 40 more for 400 bikes. Okay. I want to hear the silver bell. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Susie wants more thumbs up. That was upstairs. Susie, for those of you who are new, that's my wife, Susie. She locks me in the basement and we communicate with walkie-talkie. Anyway, dirty man safe. You bury these in the ground. Okay, the safest place. Read about them. Check it out. There's a discount code, RON10. If you want to do something nice, check out the charity called Hope's Walk. They help kids that have clubfoot all over the world. It's a much more common affliction. In poorer countries, they can't afford to get treated for it, and they treat thousands of people. Hope Walks. What else was I supposed to talk about? We got more. Okay. Boy. This is the dinger. Don't forget, give the thumbs up. Then, Susie, did you want me to ring the silver bell or the golden gong? Oh, the silver bell. Okay, I'll ring the silver bell. I'm telling you, guys, here's a little secret, okay, for you in the precious metal sector. If you okay, thank you, Susie. Oh, you got the 424. Cool. Okay, here's a little secret for you. Okay, people in the West, that's another. On top of those three, another major factor. When your neighbors wake up, when people in the West wake up to silver and gold, when the herd comes, okay, it's game over. It really could be game over, right? We know what's going on at Costco and the Costco moms and all that. And it's starting, that's the good news. It's starting to happen, but it could really happen when the mining stocks, gold and silver mining stocks, are at historic low levels. Okay. And when the investing world, right, starts to wake up, it could bring just unbelievable numbers of people into the precious metal sector. I'm going to make the sheep noise for you in just a second, but look at this. This shows how much room for improvement in the West there is for people to come into the gold and silver ecosystem. And guys, you're going to go to your local coin shop and they're going to be like, sorry, like their cases where they keep everything are going to be empty. We experienced that several times in the last 10 years during C19 for one, right? I remember going to my local coin shop. I'm like, where's all the silver? They're like, well, you can pay us now and then we'll get the silver in like 8 weeks and we'll call you and you can come pick it up. But here's proof that we are still at the very, very beginning. I think we're in like the second inning. Look, America and the West was still some of the richest countries in the world. China and India, they know. But when people here wake up, man, buckle up, buttercups, because it's going to get absolutely crazy. And let's look at this chart that came from Tavi. Yep, Tavi Costa. He's out. He started his own company, and congratulations, super sharp guy. He says, what a time to be an investor in the mining industry. He's on his way to PDAC. But the point here is this is the silver miners to silver ratio. Okay. And as you can see, right, we are right here, right now. Okay. Some of the other times when we got to these levels, 2016, 2019 time range. But guys, basically, well, actually, maybe we're up. There we are right there. We are at we are at 1.168. So this shows the SIL ETF divided by the silver price. Okay. Now, as you can see, this gets up even in recent times as high as 250. That was back in 2016. We did not have a silver price anywhere near where we are right now. The point is this: when people wake up, I'm telling you, the silver miners are making money like you've never seen before right now. The companies that are actually have silver that they're able to mine. The reason why is because 2 years ago, it cost them $25 an ounce to get an ounce of silver out of the ground. And maybe they were able to sell it for 25 or 30. They were barely making any money. Today, their costs have not gone up, okay? Or if they have gone up very little. So they're still pulling silver out of the ground for around $25. If they're now selling it for $95, the profits are unbelievable that are being made. When the big point that when it comes to the silver and gold prices, when the general investors wake up to what is going on, okay, and start to get there could be a mania in the mining stocks, but that's going to bring more attention into the overall silver and gold ecosystem. That will bring more people like, wow, that'll start buying more silver. It's going to be just absolutely, absolutely incredible. I'm going to ring the silver bell for you, and you're going to press that subscribe button. Guys, what an incredible period of time we're living through right now. It's going to be a crazy look. Buckle up for the next couple of weeks. Remember, volatility goes both ways. We're going to have all types of crazy movements in these markets. But when we look at what's going on in the world right now with the wars that are happening, okay, and then we factor in even before that, that the story, right, the narrative behind gold and silver were already great. I think we're in, when we look out a year, when we look out 2 years, 3 years from now, I think, I'm not a stock advisor, I'm not a financial advisor, but I think that we are in for some really great times. I look forward to doing it with you. Thanks for being down here in the basement. Okay. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you. And yes, I see you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.